The Cars Plus Cash System Compensation Plan. Our revolutionary, super lucrative matrix system explained. The CPC system has 3 business levels: the qualifying board, racing board, and the Grand Prix board. Now is the time to earn real money. Join for just $300 and you receive an opportunity to create unlimited income. When you join, you enter the qualifying board and you fall into the first available position, following your sponsor or your sponsor team. The qualifying board. Let's say Charles has sponsored you. You follow your sponsor and you enter the bottom level of a qualifying board. At the same time, your name is attached to your sponsor, giving him qualification. You sponsor Sam and Jane straight away and they qualify you. Then Peter sponsors Ian, but because he already has his 2, Ian goes to Peter's first available downline, John. We call it spillover. The board is full now, it splits, and Charles goes to the racing board. Now we have 2 new qualifying boards. Peter is on the top of the first one because he has his 2 members attached. You have 2 members as well. You go to the top of the second board, jumping over all the members above you. They don't have their 2. John follows his sponsor, Peter. Linda jumps over Victoria because she has 1 sponsored member and Victoria doesn't, and she follows her sponsor, Greta. Yvette is on level 2 now. She came down from the level 3. Ian follows John, and Jordan and Tracy follow Peter. David follows Linda, and Sam and Jane follow you. Victoria stays on level 2. She doesn't move up. New members start filling level 1. When the board fills, it breaks, and you go to the racing board. And you get $300 in your online wallet, plus an automatic paid entry to the racing board, a $1,900 value. Then the board splits again. Now you see how the 3 magic principles work. Number 1, follow the leader. You always follow your sponsor, and your downline follows you. This system encourages you to sponsor as many members as you can, allowing you to move fast. Number 2, spillover. Allows you to receive sales from your upline. Even if you are unable to make 2 sales, you may receive these sales from your sponsor. Number 3, jump over. Allows members who have made their 2 sales to jump up, even to jump to the top of the board if there are no qualified members with 2 sales above them. This system gives active members preference over inactive members. Now you enter the racing board, and you fall in the first available position again. You follow your sponsor, and your downline follows you. To get paid fast, you have to help Sam and Jane to enter the racing board fast. That's why it takes real teamwork. Every time the board breaks, you move 1 or 2 levels higher if you have your team members following you. When you are on top of the racing board, you get paid $300 every time a new member enters the board. Plus the balance of $7,600 when the board is full. In total, you get $10,000. plus an automatic paid entry to the Grand Prix board, a $3,000 value, plus a re-entry into the racing board, a $1,700 value. When you cycle out of the racing board, you enter the Grand Prix board. Plus, you get a free additional position which re-enters the racing board again and again, an unlimited number of times. And every time you cycle out, you get $10,000 over and over again. After cycling out of the racing board, you are cycling in two boards at the same time, the racing board and the Grand Prix board. When you are on top of the racing board, you get $300 every time a new member enters this board. When you're on top of the Grand Prix board, you get $500 every time a new member enters the board. Every time you cycle out of the racing board, you get $10,000 in total. Plus, every time you cycle out of the Grand Prix board, you get $20,000 in total. The potential of earning $100,000 per month is very real with the CPC system. Just imagine if you were on top of two boards at the same time. Every time someone entered the racing board, you get $300 into your wallet. And every time someone enters the Grand Prix board, you get $500 into your wallet. Your wallet will have a big balance. And best of all, our residual income bonus. As your team grows, your rank changes. When you enter the qualifying board, you're a racer. When you have two racers in two legs, you become a bronze member. When you have two bronze members in two legs, you become a silver member. When you have two silvers in two legs, you become gold. When you have two gold members in two legs, you become a vice champion. When you have two vice champions in two legs, you become a champion. And finally, when you have two champions in two legs, you become a grand champion. Teamwork is important. When you reach gold rank and you cycle out of the Grand Prix board, your residual income bonus is activated. You start receiving 5% of your team earnings, and this amount increases every time you reach the next rank. When you become a grand champion, you receive 10% of your team earnings up to 10 generations down. Each time one of your team members cycles out of the racing board, you receive $1,000. Every time they cycle out of the Grand Prix board, you receive $2,000. What does it mean to you? If you sponsor just two people, it means you have two members in your first generation. If everyone sponsors just two members, you'll have 2,056 members in your 10 generations. Now, just imagine that if each of these 2,056 members cycled out of the racing board just once, we won't even look at the Grand Prix board now. It means each of them earns $10,000, and you receive $1,000 every time one of them cycles out of the racing board, which gives you a total of $2,056,000. What do you think now about teamwork? Plus incentives. When just 5 people in your group cycle out of the Grand Prix board, you get a car. When 25 people in your group cycle out of the Grand Prix board, you get a luxury car. When 100 people in your group cycle out of the Grand Prix board, you get a yacht. Wow! Plus, the fortune pool. Every month, CPC System allocates 2% of the global company revenues to the Fortune Pool, which is distributed amongst the grand champions. Now, we have just one question for you. What are you waiting for? Time is flying away. Join now, the Cars Plus Cash System.